listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We're a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And then remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money. I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we are celebrating today, and we do that every day on Ron Siegel Radio. National Galentine's Day. I see you didn't put that one in there, Josh. No Galentines. Okay. I think we'll just skip that one because anything I say will get me in trouble. So, of course, I'm used to that anyway. Let's go with the good stuff. National Cheddar Day. Now, I'm not talking. I like that. Now, that looks good. So you got the real cheddar, real cheese, not the. I think Velveeta claims that they're cheddar too, but I don't think there's any cheese in it. Just curious. We'll see. And now, I guess you can put these together, Josh. We've got National Tortellini Day, and if you shave some cheddar on top of that, put a little mozzarella or what's the other one? Parmesan. Not the stuff out of the green jug. That's not Parmesan. That's almost as much Parmesan as the Velveeta is cheddar. Now, that's processed stuff. You want to get the good stuff, the shaved stuff right off the block. I like Italian food. We should have put that as a question of the day. What's your favorite food? Regional food, Italian, Mexican, Chinese. What else? Deli. What's your favorite regional food? And you can do D, all of the above. Because of my size, I'm not a big fan of Mexican food. My wife loves it, so we go a lot. And I don't like the real spicy stuff. I like spices, not spicy. Now, Cajun, that's a regional. Cajun is a good one. We can talk. I guess we could make this into a food show, but then I'd have to do all kinds of sampling, and Josh wouldn't want to do it remote if we had all kinds of food here all the time. Okay, let's move on. Let's look at the markets. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is now up 112 points. The S&P 500 is up 30. The NASDAQ up 170. Oil's down a nickel. That's on a barrel of oil. And gasoline prices, do we want to know? Because we're in California and we don't like to, we like high gas prices. And I know we like them because we vote for the people that give them to us over and over again. Although I am watching right now, it's amazing when we're watching because with all of the mess that we've got going on in Los Angeles, the opposition to Karen Bass, Rick Caruso, is out on the streets a lot. So it's interesting watching what's going on. Is he going to run for mayor or is he going to run for governor? I don't know which he's going to run for, but I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve. We're at $4.80 a gallon now for gasoline here in the formerly Golden State. A year ago, we were at $4.62. A month ago, $4.38. Well, we knew what was going on because we knew that we had more gas taxes and fees coming on board. The national average is $1.60 a gallon cheaper than what we're paying here in California. $1.60 a gallon cheaper. $3.16 is the national average. Josh, you're pretty close to that, aren't you? You're what $3.30 or something, give or take? And it's ironic when you look at, and we get this from AAA. When you go to AAA and look at their gas prices. Now, we're here in California. I think that there is no state in the union that's got higher gas prices than we do. Even Hawaii is cheaper than we are. Now, on the AAA website, they take the 50 states and they put them into groupings. So they've got the top 50 in pricing. They've got the top 10, then the next 10, and so on and so on. So now they show on here, Josh being at $3.85. We know it's about a half a dollar too high. But they're in Nevada, they're in the top 10 in the country at $3.85, $1 a gallon cheaper than we are here in California. Now, I don't know. They've got a lot of land in Nevada, so maybe they've got some refineries, but I doubt that there's any ports in Nevada. At least I've never seen a port in Nevada. So they've got if they're bringing any of the oil in from another country, another continent, it's coming in by truck, coming in by boat, offloading at the port, and there's either a pipeline or there's trucking it if they've got any refineries in Nevada, and they're still $1 a gallon cheaper after they do all those extra steps. Unbelievable. Even like look at it, Arizona, $3.40 a gallon in Arizona. It's just baffles me that now, ironically enough, if you want to guess at the highest priced gasoline in the country, they don't overlay this on the AAA website, but you look at it, and you've got California, Oregon, Washington, Nevada, Arizona, Illinois, Pennsylvania. Those are some of the highest prices. District of Columbia and Hawaii. Those are the top 10 highest prices. I guess Nevada now might be a little bit more purple. Right, I mean it's still pretty blue state, but it's pretty red. Pretty blue state. So the highest prices seem to have in common that they're the blue states, and they've got a lot more regulation, a lot more taxes. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. Although I am noticing maybe we're going to start getting some reality coming back into the world. Did you watch yesterday? Pam Bondi is going after the state of New York, the governor, the lieutenant governor, the governor, the district attorney, state attorney general, right in New York State, all saying that they're putting the law enforcement at risk by their sanctuary state processes. You think that's going to come to California? I mean, I saw that they were already talking about Illinois being one of the next ones that are going to get that distinction. So it'll be nice to see some of these things going on. Do you want to watch California and some of these other states start, maybe getting back a little bit into reality? And I bring up one more thing, and I know I've already gone over, but I'm going to bring it up anyway. Did you see this latest stupidity out in the Palisades and the Eaton fire areas? So the Army Corps of Engineers is tasked with cleaning this up. And they say they think they can do it in a year. I bet the private sector could do it a little quicker than that, but that's a different story. So they say they can get this done in a year. Okay, so now and to try and get rid of the contaminated soil, they've got to take, 6 inches of topsoil off. But in true government fashion, they're not going to test to make sure it's safe after that. That's going to be the property owner's responsibility. And if it's not safe, the Army Corps is not coming back to redo it. They're going to just leave it for somebody else to do. You can't make this stuff up. These are just a plain old bunch of idiots.
Idiot.
Yeah,
Such
it's
an
just
idiot.
drives me nuts. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, are you raising financially smart kids? We'll talk about it. The secret to selling this spring. Start the prep work now. and redefining home equity as a financial tool. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio, your home and mortgage connection.
As the economy slows, do you know anyone worried about job loss? At Siegel Lending Team, we offer the Home Select Loan. Think of it as a financial superhero cape for homeowners with good income and credit. It not only saves your home, but also throws a life ring to your credit score. Because who needs stress when you can have peace of mind? Let's secure your future with a smile. Visit rsrhomeselect.com. rsrhomeselect.com. NMLS 217037.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APR. They tell us the number you put in your mortgage calculator to get your principal and interest payment on a regular basis. Don't have a mortgage calculator? Well, of course, get it for free. We give it to you. It costs you nothing. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. rsrlinks.com/mobile app. And you can get that mortgage calculator for free. What did rates do yesterday? Well, we knew from the CPI report they were going to go up, and they did. Conventional 30-year fixed up 6.905. Jumbo 30-year fixed up 7.036. FHA 30-year fixed up 6.552. VA 30-year fixed up 6.47. USDA 30-year fixed up 6.543. All of them are up. Now, I've told you before, whenever you see these days where the bond market goes crazy, do not act. Do not listen to it. Do not follow it, because the markets always overreact. If it's one thing you know for sure in the markets, they overreact. Now, if you want our thoughts on the market each and every business day morning as early as the data allows, rsrlinks.com/market minute, rsrlinks.com/market minute. That is the report we put out. Costs you, again, it doesn't cost you a thing. We give that to you. Let's see what the markets are doing today as we speak. And we've got the S&P 500 is now up 28 points. We like that. The 10-year treasury, remember I told you yesterday was up a lot? It's recovered almost all of it. Today it's down 10 basis points. The bonds yesterday, the bond was down on the mortgage-backed security bond. That was down yesterday. When the bond goes down, rates go up. Today, the bond is up 30 basis points. That means interest rates are down today. It's just one of those things. And did we get good reports today? No. It's just that the markets overreact. So what's driving the market today? Let's take a look at that. So we've got stocks and bonds, again, both bouncing back. We got a producer price index came out today. This is the Fed likes the personal consumption expenditures report. That's their favorite measure of inflation. And that's driven a lot by the PPI report, the producer price index. Revisions played a big part in the producer price index report due to the January benchmark revisions that occur every year. So, what are the December's original numbers and what were they revised to? Headline monthly 0.2% to 0.5%. Headline year over year 3.3% to 3.5%. Core monthly takes out food and energy 0% to 0.4%. Core year over year 3.5 to 3.7. So this morning's report showed that wholesale or producer inflation rose 0.4% in January, which was 1/10 hotter than estimates. Year over year, PPI remained at 3.5% after December was revised higher by 2/10. Core rate, which strips out food and energy prices, was reported at 0.3%, which was in line with estimates. Year over year, core PPI fell from an upwardly revised 3.7% to 3.6%. Energy prices rose 1.7%, while food prices rose 1.1%. Eggs rose 44% on a wholesale level. Yesterday, the bond market sold off sharply after a hotter than expected consumer price index inflation report, but the Fed's favorite measure of inflation, personal consumption expenditures, will not be released until February 28th. PCE shares some of the same components as the PPI report that we got this morning, some of the most important ones like healthcare and airline passenger services falling significantly. This bodes well for the PCE report coming in tame later this month, and the bond market is shrugging off yesterday's CPI and giving a sign of relief, recouping all of the losses. Initial jobless claims, which measures individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the very first time, fell 7,000 to 213,000. This was pretty close to estimates, but remains low and shows that firings remain muted. Continuing claims of those who continue to receive benefits after their initial claim fell 36,000 to 1.85 million. Continuing claims remain elevated and at some of the highest levels since 2021, showing that once you are let go, less hiring happening and it's harder to find a job. One thing to keep in mind, workers who are let go can usually only collect continuing benefits for 26 weeks in most states. After that time, they fall off the continuing claims count, but it doesn't necessarily mean they are necessarily being hired. That is the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial when you're ready for that next home loan. Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. So let's talk about some of these loans and some of these things that are going on in the market right now, because I'm seeing a few commonalities, especially with the builders right now. The builders are out there and they've got almost every builder has their own lending arm. And they almost force the consumer. They don't force them. They incentivize them to go and use the builder's lender. And for whatever reason that is, they like to do that. Now, the problem that we see, and in order to give them the incentive, what they're really doing is they pay to buy down the interest rate. Not a problem, totally legal. But what happens if the builder's lender doesn't have all the programs that are out in the marketplace? Well, we're seeing right now, they go and they get into contract with a builder, they buy the property, they love it, they're all excited, and then they get those magic words, "You're not approved." And they forget the two important words that go with it, "with us." And I say that all the time because I've seen for years and years, we've seen this with the big banks. They've got a set of overlays that they put on top of the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guidelines, and they never seem to put the words "with us" at the end, letting the consumer know that maybe they have an ability to get the loan somewhere else. So right now in our private client portfolio, we're actually chatting with somebody and they got the magic, "You're not approved." And it was for a property in Arizona. And it was because they don't have the right program for this consumer. And ironically enough, the consumer's been making payments in California on a home. They wanted to move to Arizona. They've been making payments for years and years on a home. No problem, no mortgage rates, nothing. Yet they can't get a loan for a lesser amount in Arizona with the builder. So we look at their documentation, and sure enough, has nothing to do with the consumer. It has to do with their lender not offering the program that suits this person. And we're going to be able to get them approved without a problem. Now, and the rate will probably be, well, it's a market rate, but what we've got to negotiate now is, hey, Mr. Builder, you were going to give these folks a credit to buy down their interest rate if they used your lender. Well, your lender can't get the job done, and our friends at Geneva Financial can get the job done. So why can't we get the same credit? Well, that's the whole issue right there. And it is very, very common that in many instances, we are able to get the same credit. And you're not going to believe this. I know it's going to be a very, very big surprise to you. But when we do the loan, it's probably going to be at a lower interest rate, lower payment than what the builder was offering.
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
So just because it's the builder and it's their favorite lender doesn't necessarily mean it's in the best interest of you, the consumer. So if you really want the property, just give us a call at 800-306-1990. Does that mean that we can get it for you? Absolutely not. But we can absolutely do is take a second look at it and see if it makes sense for you. Just throw that out there. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, the secret to selling this spring, start the prep work now. Are you raising financially smart kids? And redefining home equity as a financial tool. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Secret to selling this spring, start the prep work now. Spring is the busiest season in the housing market. It's the time of year when buyers are most active. That means it's when homes sell faster and for top dollar. If you've already got a move on your mind, why not list this spring and take advantage of the added buyer demand? Since spring is just around the corner, now's the time to start getting your house market ready. You've got just over a month to do the prep work. And while that may sound like a decent amount of time, it's going to go by quickly, and you won't want to rush through this important task, especially this year. The right repairs will matter more this spring. Right now, two things are true. There are more homes on the market than there have been in years, and buyers are being extra selective. That combination means you need to harvest some time and effort in making strategic repairs, and many homeowners already have a jump on this work. In the 2025 Outlook for Home Remodeling, Carlos Martin, Director of Remodeling Futures Program at the Joint Center for Housing Studies at Harvard University, quote, homeowners are slowly but surely expanding the pace and scope of projects compared to the last couple of years, unquote. And the most common projects they're tackling are replacing water heaters, HVAC units, and flooring. Energy efficiency is a key consideration too, based on home improvement data from the census. What to prioritize as you plan ahead? Just because that's what other homeowners are doing, it doesn't mean that's what you have to tackle. Think about what you'd want to see if you were a buyer. Focus on quick wins that are easy to knock out with the time you have, but don't ignore key repairs, especially ones you think could turn off buyers. While big ticket items like replacing an old roof or outdated flooring may seem daunting, they can pay off, especially if you focus on projects with the best return on investment, ROI. An agent's expertise is key in narrowing down your list to what's actually worth it. They know what buyers in your area want, and they also have data like this report from Zonda to guide you on which updates have the best ROI. And if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, you are seeing a chart of job cost versus with the highest ROI, job cost versus return on investment, 2024 national average. Garage door replacement is number one. Who would have thought? 194%. Street door replacement, 188%. Installing manufactured stone veneer, 153%. Look at all those. Now, there's a lot of them. Now, those are getting you a return on investment over 100%. That means you're getting more back than what you put into it. Now, if you put in a grand entrance upscale, you'll get 97%. What the heck is a deck edition? 68%. So you put in $100, it's going to raise the value of your property by 68. Doesn't seem like a good deal to me. That's why it's so important to talk to a local real estate agent before you dive in to any repairs. Bankrate puts it best. As a seller, it's smart to be prepared and control whatever factors you're able to. Things like hiring a great real estate agent and maximizing your home's online appeal can translate into a smoother sale and more money in the bank, unquote. It's not too early to partner with an agent. By starting now, you're still got time to space out the work and find any contractors you need to get the job done. If you wait until spring to roll up your sleeves, you risk running out of time, and that means your house may be overshadowed by others who are more buyer ready. Bottom line, if you're planning to sell this spring, it's time to start tackling your to-do list. But before you get started, give me a call at 800-306-1990. Anywhere in the sound of my voice, yes, that's nationwide, I can put you in touch with a great real estate professional that can help you. That way you can make sure you're spending your time and budget on projects that'll pay off in the long run. Send me a list of what's on your to-do list and we can prioritize them together. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. And don't forget, if you're thinking about selling, we've got the Home Seller's Guide, rsrlinks.com/HSG. Get it for free, rsrlinks.com/HSG. And if you want to maximize the sales price of your property, rsrlinks.com/salesmax. rsrlinks.com/salesmax. That'll get you the maximum price for your property. And it's not our theory. It's things we've talked to people about over and over again. So that's just a few of the tips for you to help you out. Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com. Are you raising financially smart kids? The silver spoon myth debunked. As parents, we teach our kids to ride a bike, read a book, and say please and thank you. But are we teaching them one of the most important life skills, how to manage money? The reality is sobering. The average student borrower carries over $40,000 in debt, and nearly 11% of new graduates default on their loans within a year. The good news, if your kids are still at home and you have the power to equip them with financial knowledge, they need to succeed. Let's explore how you can raise financially savvy children without handing them a silver spoon. Number one, make money a part of everyday conversations. Many parents avoid talking about money with their children, but the best way to teach financial responsibility is through real-life examples. Everyday activities present perfect opportunities for financial lessons. At the grocery store, show them how to compare prices, use coupons, and stick to a budget. At the ATM, explain that money isn't magically dispensed, it's earned and stored in a bank. With credit cards, let them see a statement and understand that every swipe represents real dollars spent, not just an unlimited pool of funds. These small moments can make a big impact on how kids view and respect money. Number two, let them learn by earning. Giving kids an allowance is one thing. Tying it to work is another. Instead of handing out money, consider implementing an earn-to-learn system where allowances are tied to age-appropriate chores. This teaches them two crucial lessons. Number one, money is earned, not given. Number two, hard work leads to rewards. You can take it a step further by offering performance bonuses for exceptional work, mimicking how raises and promotions work in the real world. Number three, teach them smart spending habits young. It's tempting to bail kids out when they make poor spending choices, but the best time to let them learn financial discipline is while the stakes are low. Instead of covering unnecessary expenses, give them a set budget for discretionary spending such as clothes, gadgets, and entertainment, and let them make the tough decisions. If they spend it all in one place, that's a lesson in budgeting. If they regret a purchase, that's a lesson in impulse control. These early financial failures can be powerful teachers. Introduce saving, investing, and even retirement planning early. Most kids think of savings accounts as a place to park birthday money. But what if you taught them that their money could work for them? Encourage saving by offering a quote-unquote parent match. If they deposit $1, offer to match 25 cents. This teaches them the power of compounding. Open a custodial investment account. Once they have $1,000, show them how to research and invest in stocks, bonds, or index funds. Start an IRA for them. If they have an after-school job, you can help them set up an individual retirement account, planting the seed for long-term financial success. By introducing these concepts early, you're giving your kids a head start on wealth-building strategies that most adults only learn later in life. Number five, let them learn from their mistakes. Resist the urge to swoop in and fix every financial misstep. If they overspend and can't afford something they really want, let them experience the consequences. These small setbacks are valuable lessons in financial responsibility. Of course, guidance is key, but allowing them to feel the weight of their choices will help them become more thoughtful money managers in the future. Bottom line, building generational wealth through smart financial habits. It's not about whether your kids grow up with a silver spoon. It's about whether they understand the value of one. When children learn financial literacy, they're less likely to struggle with debt, more likely to build wealth, and better equipped to navigate the complexities of money management as adults. Want to ensure your family builds lasting wealth through smart debt management and financial strategy? Give me a call. As a Certified Liability Advisor, a CLA, I help families build wealth through strategic debt management. If you're ready to take control of your financial future, give me a call today at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. That is the Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Quite simply, the very best loan on the market, in my opinion, and I'm right. rsrhomeselect.com. If you haven't taken a look at it, you're missing out, and you might be really doing long-term harm to your financial success. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, let's see, redefining home equity as a financial tool, breaking into the market, smart moves for first-time home buyers, and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. If you're watching us live, just go ahead and put in, say hello to us. Jonathan is with us. Glad to have you with us. If you're watching a replay, just go in here and put a hashtag replay in there for us as well. Helps us out a lot. What are we going to do here? The Who Do You Know segment, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com. Who do you know? Brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com. There it is. Your home equity should work for you, not against you. That's our topic today. Redefining home equity as a financial tool. Struggling to keep up with mounting credit card payments while sitting on untapped home equity? You're not alone. Right now, millions of homeowners are juggling high-interest debt, watching inflation eat away at their budgets and wondering how to regain financial control without giving up their hard-earned low mortgage rate. But here's the secret most people don't realize. Your mortgage isn't just a bill, it's a financial tool. And if used correctly, it can help eliminate stress, reduce debt, and create financial opportunities you never thought possible. Today, we're breaking down exactly how to make your home equity work for you so you can stop feeling stuck and start making smart moves toward lasting financial freedom. The reality of homeownership and debt today, let's face it, financial stress is at an all-time high. Credit card interest rates are soaring past 20%. Budgets are tighter than ever due to rising inflation. Cash flow is limited, making it harder to keep up with day-to-day expenses. Yet, despite all of this, homeowners across the country are sitting on trillions of dollars in home equity. Equity that could be the key to solving these financial challenges. The problem? Most homeowners don't know how to access it strategically. Many fear that touching their home equity means losing their financial security. But that couldn't be further from the truth. When done correctly, leveraging home equity can protect your financial future rather than put it at risk. The solution? Smart home equity strategies for lasting relief. That's where we come in at Ron Siegel Radio. We specialize in turning financial stress into financial opportunity by creating personalized mortgage strategies that reduce high-interest debt, protect home equity, and build long-term financial stability. Here's how we do it. Cash-out refinancing. Think about that. We've talked about this before. The two-step, rsrlinks.com/two-step, rsrlinks.com/two-step. Cash-out refinancing, a well-planned cash-out refinance, can help you consolidate high-interest debt into a single lower monthly payment, bring up cash flow while keeping your home equity working for you. Home equity loans and HELOCs. Need access to funds but don't want to refinance your entire mortgage? A home equity line of credit, a HELOC, or a home equity loan, HELOAN, could be the perfect solution, offering flexible borrowing options at lower interest rates than credit cards. Customized debt reduction plans. This isn't about taking on more debt. It's about restructuring what you already have in a way that puts you in control, reducing financial stress while keeping your long-term goals in focus. These aren't cookie-cutter solutions. Every strategy is customized to fit your unique financial situation. That's what sets us apart. Let me share a quick story about a homeowner who thought they had no options. Lisa, a single mother, was struggling with $35,000 in credit card debt, paying over $800 a month just in minimum payments. Great mortgage rate, 3.2%, was afraid to touch it. But after sitting down and exploring our options, we created a strategy, paid off credit cards completely using a home equity loan at a fraction of the interest rate, lowered her total monthly payments by over $750, kept her mortgage rate intact while freeing up extra cash for savings. Now, instead of struggling to keep up with credit card bills, she's in control of her financial future. This is exactly what we mean when we say your home equity should work for you, not against you. So what do you do next? If high interest debt is weighing you down, you don't have to figure it out alone. There are proven strategic ways to use your home equity to create financial relief without sacrificing your future. Let's talk. I am a Certified Liability Advisor, CLA, and I help homeowners just like you build wealth through strategic debt management. Want to explore your options? Call me 800-306-1990. DM me, smoke signals, any of the above. Let's create a plan that gives you peace of mind and real financial freedom. And if you know someone who could use this information, share this segment, this show with them. It could be the financial game changer they need. That is the Who Do You Know segment, brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. I think we have time for a Borrow Smart segment brought to you, real-time real estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Bring into the market smart moves for first-time buyers. If you're like a lot of aspiring home buyers, there's a major hurdle standing in your way. The cost of living, from groceries to gas, eggs, and just about everything else, prices have gone up. And that rings true for home prices too. But even when everything feels expensive, there are still ways to make home ownership more than an item on your wish list. You may just need to think about where you plan to buy a bit differently. Think of your first home as a stepping stone. One of the biggest misconceptions among buyers is that their first home has to be their forever home, or that it has to check all the boxes of what they want right out of the gate. In reality, it's just a starting point. Once you own a home, you start to build equity, which grows over time as home prices rise down the road. If you want to move, whether to a larger space or a better location or both, the equity you've gained can help you do just that. So rather than waiting until you can afford your dream home in your ideal neighborhood, consider starting with something that works for you. Expand your search to more affordable options. If high home prices in your favorite area are holding you back, it's time to cast a wider net. By keeping an open mind and being flexible with location, you may be surprised at what's possible within your budget. Many buyers find success by looking in surrounding areas, and some even choose to move out of state. According to a report from Realtor.com, these are some of the best markets for first-time home buyers this year. Rochester, New York, Lansing, Michigan, Harrisburg, PA. There's a lot of them, but I don't see anything from California. Looks like everything's on the East Coast too. Okay. I don't know. I'd like West Coast, but that's just me. Again, you can see the whole chart and the median list price if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feeds. Of course, moving to a different state isn't for everyone and isn't a necessity. The right agent can help you find more cost-effective options wherever you are. If you want to stay local, looking just outside your preferred neighborhood could help you find something you can afford that's still pretty close to your favorite restaurant, shops, and activities. Sometimes moving as little as 10 minutes away makes a big difference. And the best way to see what's available is to work with a real estate agent who understands the local market and can help you identify hidden gems nearby. An agent can point you to communities you may not have considered that have lower price tags and are steadily gaining value and appeal. That way you can buy your first home and be set up to gain equity throughout the years. Bottom line, today's cost of living is a challenge for many home buyers, but by exploring different areas and working with a knowledgeable agent, you can take that first step towards owning a home and building your equity for the future. And all you have to do is give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. I will put you in touch with agents anywhere in the sound of my voice who understand some advanced strategies, tools, techniques, and strategies that'll help you get into markets. And I've been sharing a lot with folks about how to use interest rates as a tool instead of trying to buy the property cheaper. Most people just don't understand that there are better options than simply trying to bring the price down. Bring the price down 5, 10, 20%, and you're not going to generally get a 20% reduction, but doesn't have the bang for your buck that a permanent buy down does. Now, I'm not talking about a temporary buy down. I like the permanent ones. If you want to understand this, go to rsrlinks.com/buy down, rsrlinks.com/buy down. And you can actually see all of these different tools, rsrlinks.com/buy down. Now, when you're thinking about buying that house, you want to make sure you maximize your credit score. You have to start this early. rsrccpayment.com. rsrccpayment.com. We show you what you need to do to try and get that bought down. And if you're thinking about buying a house, holy cow, right now, today, you need to get a hold of our buyer's guides. We've got 2 of those. We've got our annual guide, rsrlinks.com/HBG 2025. And we've got our quarterly update, rsrlinks.com/HBG, rsrlinks.com/HBG. That is the quarterly update for the guides that we're doing. Got all of this together. We put out all these tools. We give it to you for nothing. All you have to do is just go and get it. Again, it's not very hard. We give it to you. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Big thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.